Hello everyone, Valcorpa here. Got my game loaded up, my stream on, cat on my lap. We're almost ready to go. Just a few notes that I wanted to go over with y'all. Excuse me. Note 1. I spent a lot of time agonizing over the audio quality issues that have plagued my stream. And after looking at a bunch of different forums, I realized it is not my headset, not the jack that connects it to the controller, not my internet, but it is in fact my Xbox. I'm using an Xbox One from 2015, so it is old hardware in terms of video gaming, and it seems like all sources agree that when you stream Twitch using Xbox One, it causes this terrible clicking, scratching, whatever you want to call it, noise. And there isn't a way to permanently fix it, unfortunately, outside of getting a different console or a PC that doesn't have this issue. However, most people seem to agree that pausing and unpausing the stream for a few seconds will resolve the issue in the instance. So, what I would like from all of y'all is if you hear the terrible, like telltale heart scratching coming from the stream, please let me know in the chat, and I will briefly pause the stream and unpause it, and we can find out if that works. Because of course, perhaps the worst part about this is that I can't tell when it's happening or when it goes away. I don't hear it at all through my headset. So it means that I can't address it as soon as it happens, and I am not suffering with y'all. I'm just going about my merry way, unfortunately. So, if you don't mind, if you hear the audio issues, let me know, and I will do what I can to fix it expeditiously. And for the foreseeable future, that is unfortunately how we're going to have to go about it, because like I had said in the first few streams, mostly just doing this for fun. I can't exactly afford to drop however much on a Xbox One S or PS5 or whatever. Certainly not a PC that would be able to support streaming, but I digress on that. Second order of business. Next week on Thursday the 13th, I will unfortunately not be able to do a stream. I've got something going on that evening, so my plan is to stream instead on Friday the 14th, if y'all are all good with that. Can't really do, excuse me, can't really do Wednesdays. Wednesdays are my allotted day for Dungeons and Dragons, and that is a commitment I have made long ago and intend to stick to. Mondays are a little iffy, and then the weekend's the weekend. I feel like Friday's probably going to be the best bet, so you'll catch me on Friday the 14th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Other than that, should be normal streaming schedule. Of course, I'll hope to let y'all know this far in advance if anything else pops up. And then third thing, I have 3 different avenues I'd like to pursue right now, and I don't know which one to start with first. Option 1, I could continue through Limgrade because there are a couple loose ends that I've left. At least one boss. And also there's Shifra, which I could go do as well in Limgrave. Option 2, I move through that doorway, which will take us into the next area, Liurny of the Lakes. And then option 3, instead of going north, I go east into the Caelid Wilds, not to completely wrap Caleb before I do Liurnia, because that's just unfortunately not going to happen with my skill set. But I would like to go visit the Fort Gale. I think it's Fort Gale. Yeah, Fort Gale on the border of Limgrave and Caelid, because there is an item that I would like to work up to. I kind of expect that I'll get my ass handed to me by the creature that guards the item, but maybe that'll make for good streaming content. So we have three options. My personal choice is to mess around and find out in Caelid, but it's up to y'all. So I will head in that direction until someone says, no, wait. Wait. And then option number 4 is to go visit Beast Clergyman Garank with the Sending Gate. That's not my... That's kind of at the bottom of my list. I'd include that among getting stuff done in Limgrave, but if y'all are dying to go meet Garank, we can do that instead. But for now, I'm just going to try to hit up Fort Gale. And then, of course, as we've been discussing the last few streams, this stream, the core conceit of this this stream series is that I want it to be an Elden Ring Ask Me Anything. And again, that's the lore, the mechanics, my experience with Elden Ring. Any Elden Ring questions you've got, I will do what I can to answer them. But until we get a question, I figured a good topic to kind of talk over would be the Night of the Black Knives. This is a topic that many different streamers, many different YouTubers, etc. have discussed at length. I certainly do not think of myself as one who would have a whole lot more to add. But maybe as we kind of go through the details, we'll find that there's some topics within that topic that have not been touched yet or have not been fleshed out enough, because it's such an integral and well-referenced part of the history of the Lands Between, but also there's a lot that's not really known about it, particularly the timeline. We know that it... Sorry, I was trying to get something out of my eye there. We know that it had to have happened before the Shattering, or at least there's reason to believe that it's one of the events that led up to the Shattering. Hold on. Gotta show my reverence to the dogs here. Dogs in the chat. But what happened before is a little less clear. I mean, the war with the dragons had to have happened beforehand, because it ended with Godwyn befriending the dragons. Oh, and look at this. How many do we have in here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dogs. Bless you all. Sweet, sweet dogs. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. As stated in the opening cinematic of this game, in the Night of the Black Knives, Godwyn was the first of the demigods to be slain. And this is constantly repeated to us. Godwyn was the first of the demigods to die. Happened in the Night of the Black Knives. Assassins wielding the power of destined death came into the capital and killed him in such a ritualistic way as to cause his spirit to die without causing his body to die. By all accounts, it seems that the assassins who did the job were not aware that that's what would happen when they did that. And we'll get into why later, but first I just want to look at this. Talisman in the shape of a green turtle, raises stamina recovery speed. Turtles are known as a nutritious ingredient, symbolic of inexhaustible power. However, those who hold turtles to be wise creatures consider the practice of eating their meat to be barbarous. I am certainly in camp number 2. How about y'all? Are y'all pickled turtleneck meat enjoyers, or are you dog stands like myself? Anyway, he had the half-wheel mark of the centipede carved into his back upon what was supposed to be his death. This is also, I believe, known as the Halabrand. I could be mistaken. It could be that the Halabrand is something completely different. I wouldn't be awfully surprised if that were the case. Sorry, I thought I just saw something. But to my understanding, the Halabrand, the Curse Mark of Death, the Half-Wheel Mark of the Centipede, etc., are all the same things, which are the sort of symbol of death, but not destined death specifically, because that symbol is like a sword. At least that's how it appears when you unbind destined death in the game. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where I need to go. That's not what I need. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. But, so at the same time that Godwyn is having this ritualistic assassination performed upon him, on the other side of the continent, in Liurnia, I guess not really on the other side, it's pretty close, just a sort of bay away, Rani, Lunar Princess Rani, daughter of Renala and Radagon, is doing the same thing to herself, intentionally, with the purpose of killing her body without killing her spirit. And we'll get into why in a second, but you can very palpably feel the change in dynamic when you walk from the border of Limgrave to Caelid. Like, it is a very clear difference. And this is sort of a intermediary space where the green of Limgrave is starting to give way to the Scarlet Rot of Caelid, but before we go more into that... Oh, House of Pain came into the chat. I've been gabbing my ass off here and I didn't even see. He said how I feel when working at my job. And then I got a lot of dogs in the chat. I wonder what that was all about. But anyway. Lord Godfrey, at last at the end of his campaign, his golden armies unvanquished and unbowed, yet finds grace lost, tattered and faded. So, just, I believe south of here, south-southwest, like right here, from where this sword monument was made, we learn that Marika took the gold from Godfrey's eyes, stole his grace, and essentially excommunicated him from the lands between. So it's interesting that they made a second formal monument to that shameful act. Anyway, House of Pain, welcome in. I know you've recently restarted Elden Ring. How's that been going for you? Terribly, he says, in all caps. What's wrong? It was karma for all the Fs in the chat I posted when you died, he says. Well, and here I thought those were all sincere. Oh well. You know, I guess this is the way, huh? I cannot parry. Man, wish you had been on the stream last Thursday, because I had a parrying awakening. And boy did it feel good. Still not good at it, I would say. And I intend to practice here. But doing even just a little bit of parrying correctly is one hell of a drug. Anyway, so here, straight ahead of us, looking us dead in the face, is probably my least favorite thing about Caelid. Who created the pathetic little Hadrian's Wall, he says. Well, that's Radon's soldiers. They're doing the best they can. But it's not, Radon didn't teach them about siege, or like reverse siege tactics. Ouch. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be reading this in the voice. My bad. It's rotting. Everything rotting, Scarlet. The very earth that Caelid rests upon in Celia, town of sorcery. The end is nigh for us all. How many of these guys say the end is nigh? 'Cause, like, it feels like most of them say something along the line of that's all, folks, or some such. But yeah, that is a chest-high wall. Great for protecting you from enemies, not great for protecting enemies from you. Oh, good morning. I forgot about you. God, I really hate the walking corpses. They are, they're miserable. And you hit one and all of a sudden there's 20 of them. There's like a roving Walking Dead style pack of them. Sorry. Trying to have too many thoughts at once here. And like, oof, that was dumb. Whiff. Trying to attack them in groups, you never know when one's going to come up behind you and then just, like, pump you full of rot. Which is one of the worst phrases I've uttered on this stream, unfortunately. I apologize to all of you for saying those words in that order. Anyway, where were we? Just to catch just to catch those of you who just joined up, 3 quick points. One, audio issues. I can pause and unpause the stream to fix them, potentially. However, it's predicated on y'all letting me know when they occur. So if y'all will let me know, I'll do my best to fix them as quickly as I can. 2, will not be here on Thursday the 13th. I am instead going to stream on Friday the 14th at 7:30 p.m. Central, like I always do. God, I'm confused. Third point, I've got 3 sort of main tasks that I'm thinking about doing, and certainly interested in y'all's input on what order I should do them in. The first task that I mentioned was finishing up stuff in Limgrave. That being cleaning up whatever bosses remain, doing some stuff in Schiefer Well, going to visit Garank through the portal in Limgrave. The second was going through Liurnia and starting the Liurnian part of the game. And the third, which is what I'm doing right now because it's the one I most want to do, is go into Fort Gale to pick up an item. So unless y'all desperately want to see me do other things, I'm going to continue doing my slow march through Caelid. Ooh, owie, owie. Okay. Ooh, greedy. Wow. Okay, come on, guys. This is not the most exciting enemy to fight, or to watch someone fight. Especially when that person is doing so poorly. Oh my god, how many of them are there? This honestly isn't even worth my time. I'm gonna finish this one up. Oh. And then leave the rest of them, however many there may be, to it, because they're bad and they should feel bad. But, yeah, previously I was talking about the Knight of the Black Knives. I believe I left off on talking about Ronnie's involvement. She, as she freely admits, orchestrated the Knight of the Black Knives, in not necessarily in an effort to do away with her half-brother, Godwyn, but to get rid of her flesh. Okay. Oh, House of Pain says, have you leveled up Arcana for the bleed proc? And does Radon ever give us lore on the real Chad Leonard? Answer to question 1, I did some reading up, and it almost sounds like it only levels up bleed proc on weapons that scale with Arcane. Unless I'm mistaken, and please let me know if I am. I haven't put any levels to Arcane as a result, because none of the weapons I currently possess scale with Arcane. Then Radon Leonard lore. For those of you who are not familiar, General Radon, Scourge of the Stars, my favorite character, has a horse. He has a beloved horse who is kind of small, weak, emaciated. Looks even worse. Oh, God. That scared the absolute piss out of me. Oh, buddy. No. I was going to sneak up on them and get some health back, but I guess that's not happening. Anyway. Also, proceed to watch me fail at this platforming, because I do every time. Or at least I've never done it correctly the first time in a playthrough. But let me back up. Leonard looks even more unhealthy than the donkeys or the mules that the merchants have, which is sad. But we all love Leonard. And no one loves Leonard more than Radon, who is, as you may be aware, quite a big fellow. To not have to take his horse out back, he essentially went and got a PhD in applied gravity. Whew, God, that was very close to being a big miss. With a figure known as I think an Alabaster Lord. It's either an Alabaster Lord or an Onyx Lord. A being from beyond space who is a master of gravity magic, and he went and learned the finer points of gravity so that he could continue to ride his horse Leonard without causing the horse any harm. And yes, even to this day, with his wits purportedly abandoned, Radon not only continues to ride his horse, but continues to exert enough gravity magic as to not crush the pony under his weight. So, however much the Scarlet Rot has affected his mind, he still has arguably more humanity than all of the Shard Bearers, except maybe Morgott and Melania. Another fun thing that endears me to Radahn, though it is cut content, so it's value as lore has yet to be proven. Oh wow, you're still alive. Is that with the long-tailed cat talisman that you pick up in Raya Lucaria, one thing that it says is that it was made in the image of Radahn's beloved cat. They changed it later to be about a cat named Lamia who lives in Raya Lucaria, but is just kind of like the university cat, not belonging to anyone. But I prefer to think of Lamia, this long-tailed cat, as another one of Radahn's beloved pets, and Radahn is just basically like Snow White or Cinderella calling forth an array of animal companions at his beck and call. Come on, do the thing. Oh no, oh no. Okay, okay. All right, so clearly I have not completed parrying 101. I was not ready for parrying 102, applied parrying and pitched combat. Parrying 101 is where you fight the Crucible Knight, who is like the Sesame Street of parryable enemies. And I'm not bad at that. But hey. House of Pain. Okay. When are you going to stream House of Pain? When are we going to get to see you parry? Oh, you two-hand that. I can't parry that. Yea, though I might like to. Come on. Ooh. That was a bad trade. Well, that's okay. Oh. Yeah, I was about to ask if what you meant was you don't stream anymore. Oh, House of Pain like that. He said, God, that was hot. It felt hot, bud. It feels good. It feels good to do this. Okay. Gonna do you. And we're gonna back up. Okay, come on, come on. Oop. Okay, this is how I died last time. Both of you stop. Both of you stop. Thank you. Ooh. Ooh, hello. We've got a new item. Does the buckler have better parrying window than the kite shield? Yes. As far as I know, the buckler and the parrying dagger have the best parry windows of all items with the parrying Ash of War. As you probably saw, like, I parried early, as I am wont to do, and it still got the guy. I think there's something like an almost 2-second parrying window, whereas, like, typical medium shields, you have less than 1, I believe. And then large shields, it's even worse. But let's go ahead and check out the Radon gauntlets, and they're right here actually. They're not great as far as stats go. Gauntlets worn by the soldiers who fought by General Radon's side. Rust worn and stained through unending conflict. No surprise there. If anyone loves a good scrap, it would be Radon. Ooh, that's... Again, that would be nice if I ever used weapons that didn't use somber smithing stones. Okay. So, didn't expect to die to those guys. That was a first for me. But I do fully expect to get murked by this guy here, and what I'm going to do to kind of aid myself in this battle is throw on a shield, and we're good. Okay, let's go. Come on. Okay. Enough with the tantrum, please. Thank you. And I'll take that health back. Don't heal yourself. Oh, you. I think I keep assuming that these guys are going to give me problems because for the first half of the game, I didn't realize the trick to them. That being, jumping heavy attacks. It only takes like 2 or 3 of them with a weapon of this size to break their stance. And then, of course, you're doing just luscious amounts of damage to them. And if you have the Crimson Assassin Dagger like I do, you're getting health back. But let's go ahead and read about this thing I picked up, wherever it may roam. Here we are. It is a spear cross naginata. Weapon consisting of a 3-pronged blade affixed to a long pole. The long central blade closely resembles a katana. A weapon of the Land of Reeds, known for its ability to be wielded as a spear while still being capable of performing slashing attacks. Skill, impaling thrust, lets piercing armaments overcome enemy shields, build power, then lunge forward, piercing an enemy's guard. Yeah, it's a cool weapon, and it also does bleed damage. I'm not going to use it, especially because I'm here for an entirely different weapon, but a cool weapon to be sure. I have heard that it is pretty fast for a spear, and very useful for bleed builds. Also good for putting Frost Ash of War on, if you're into that sort of stuff. Hello. Oh. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Oh, come on. I better drink. Whee! Oh, hi. Oh, no. Ouch. That was a... This game and FromSoft games in general teach you to be mindful at all times, but it's important to never underestimate anything that lives in Caelid, because they're all having a bad day and they fucking hate the Eagles. If you understand what I'm saying. I loathe those dudes. Who enslaved them? Radon. So, I assume you're referring to the ones with the pickaxes. It's not clear whether or not they are enslaved or just like... I mean, let me preface this by saying, what is the real difference between slavery and indentured servitude? But I was assumed they were just kind of doing it because they didn't have the skill set to do anything else. But it may be that, in Caelid at least, Radon and his Redmane guard enslaved these guys to do smithing stone mining. Ow. But of course, they're used as mining labor all throughout the lands between. You can even find them in places where sorry, I keep looking around for this guy. You can even find them in the lands between, in places where the Misbegotten are used as slave labor. Presumably because Misbegotten simply don't have the physical strength to do quality mining work. Come on, stop. How did I miss? Can I please get a break? I need to get my stuff back. I can't die here. That was a fair amount of runes. Oh. Man, this guy's got tactics. Will you please stop? Thank you. Alright. In Liurnia, the ones that mine glintstone are referred to as bluntstones, which indicates that they were originally members of the Academy of Realicaria, but were deemed to not be astute or intellectual or academic enough to progress in their studies. So they essentially just got put in the mines. Oh, come on. You can't backstab a guy with the basket on it. I should know this. But here I am, trying anyway. Also, frustrating to know that they've the bleed procs right as they are basically going to die in one hit anyway. Just Caelid things. Whiff! Also, these guys must have incorporated some amount of crystal or smithing stone or something into their skin, because unlike, for example, this gentleman here, where my blade doesn't bounce off. Oh. There we go. Okay, where's the other guy? There you are. The sword just bounces off of it. Like here, cleave right through. With them, bounce. We'll show it again here. Oh, you can backstab him. Okay. Okay, this one it's not bouncing off. Maybe it's the... Yeah, that's weird. Oh, no, it is bouncing off. I'm just not looking right. I know I talked about that particular attribute before, so I won't go into it anymore. I'm so used to playing my other character where one backstab is all it takes to fell these guys, but that I was about to go walk off and start picking up cracked crystals instead of finishing him off. Gold pickled foulfoot. Do any of y'all ever use consumables like gold pickled foulfoot? I feel like unless I'm actually in the Mogwin Palace approach, whatever it's called, or Mogwin Dynasty Palace approach, I just won't use any kind of rune increasing items, because I figured that I'm going to die anyway, or not run into enough enemies, or just waste it. But of course, I'm wasting it even more by not using it. Oh. Today I learned you have iframes right as you crest over the ladder. So use that as you will. Okay, how many guys do we have down here? We got you. We got probably more than you, but you're the only one I see, so. Oh, really? Come on. Nice. There you are. Sorry, who are you calling, by the way? Okay. You'll see that I've fallen back to my, my go-to strategy. House of Pain says I use them farming. Yeah. That is, I suppose, what they're there for. It never occurs to me. And honestly, I feel like using them anywhere short of the Mogwin Dynasty, whatever, is underutilizing them, because nowhere else do you get such a quantity and richness of runes. Well, who's that behind door number 1? If it isn't my dreamboat, Alexander. Jars in the chat.
Oh, the esteemed warrior. Where did you spring from? This was supposed to be a dead end, I'm sure of it. What's going on here? A door from thin air. Well, stranger things happen at sea, or so I'm told. But onward to the Kaled Wilds. Gosh, that dead end had me rather stumped.
This is a regrettable habit that I'm guilty of as well. Pretending like I'm utterly ignorant of a clear and easy solution when it's right there in front of me and I can't use it. House of Pain says also I'd eat a pickled foul food. I mean, isn't all pickled food somewhat foul? Is not that what it means to be foul as food, for it to have turned? It's just turning with style. Anyway, let's continue to talk with Alexander.
It's time I set off to the festival at Redmane Castle on the southern edge of the scarlet rot blighted Kaled Wilds. Doesn't the thought just set your heart aflutter?
Something I love about the way that people talk about Kaled is they talk about Kaled the way that H.P. Lovecraft talks about Innsmouth. It's always this, like, rot-blighted Kaled, or Kaled Wilds, or the Scarlet Kaled Wilds. Just like rumor-shadowed Innsmouth, or demon-haunted Innsmouth, etc. Does he have anything else to say?
It's time I set off to the festival at Redmane. Doesn't the
okay, cool. Yes. I would love to fight at your side, bud. I can't wait to do it. However, I must wait to do it. Anyway. To go back to an earlier point, don't get me wrong. I am a slut for pickled food. But the pickled food in the Lands Between is always described as being pickled in a medicinal solution, which sounds revolting. Maybe it isn't. Maybe a medicinal solution to them is just like salt water, coriander, and aniseed. But I can't help but imagine something super phenolic like throat spray. Okay, what did I say I wanted to level up more? Oh, vigor, yeah. Gotta be... Mildred's got a blood dope like she's Lance Armstrong. Little timely reference there. Anyway, here we are. We've arrived at the location that I wanted to arrive at, and we're about to fight the guy that I wanted to fight. I don't intend to waylay all of you for the next hour and 15 minutes fighting this dude if I can't beat him or her or it or whatever. Probably 5 or 6 tries if I can't do it. So let's see. Good morning. Oh. Not a great start. Wow. And they didn't last long, did they? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were about to do a silly thing. Oh, gets me every time. Here we go, I assume. Nope, never mind. Come on, do your thing. Get down, girl. Go ahead, get down. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Rockin' and rockin'. Ow. Double ow. Foolish. Oh, crap. Ow. Ooh, that's a new one for me. Oh man, getting sloppy. Come on, do your thing. Let's not, okay? Oh no, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Get me out, get me out. This is how you die. This is how he gets me. Okay. Oh man. Nice. Can I just like get get up in you for a bit. I just need to proc bleed on you. That's all I need. Good night. Did it in one, guys. Did it in one. And we got the item. Doesn't give you a lot of runes, but that's okay because what he gives you is worth more than runes. Moonveil, the Katana Moonveil. Katana forged of glintstone, masterpiece of a Celian swordsmith. Light enwreathes the blade when sheathed, explaining its Moonveil moniker. Unique skill, transient moonlight. Sheathed blade, holding it at the hip in a composed stance. Follow up with either a normal or strong attack to draw the blade at a great speed for an instant slash attack. Both attacks fire off a wave of light. House of Pain says, damn son, love to see it. Feels good. It took me, I don't know, somewhere between 12 and 20 tries the first time I fought this boss. And I thought I would never be done with it. And now, I don't think there has been a magma worm that I haven't defeated in one go. So I think I've just gotten the attack pattern down. Of course, if you get attacked when it's doing its snail trail of magma, there's not a whole lot to be done. Something I meant to check while I had the weapon up is its stat requirements. I need 23 intelligence to use this. I have 14 intelligence. Or sorry, I have 9 intelligence. I need 14 more. So it's going to be a bit before I get to use this weapon, unfortunately. But we'll work at it. We'll put points into intelligence. And if I find that it's not going at a speed I'd prefer it to, we'll just grind off screen so that we can start using it sooner rather than later. But wouldn't you know it, this pops us right out in Limgrave. Yeah. And I already forgot what the name of this place is. Gale Tunnel. Not Fort Gale. Gale Tunnel. Here we are in Limgrave. Not a whole lot more to see in this particular area. However, there is one more thing I want to do. Whee! One more thing on the Caelid border worth doing before we set our sights elsewhere is visit this church. I think it's called the Smoldering Church. Oh, we're about to find out, huh? Alright, where are you, Anastasia? Oh! Man, your iframes are serious, lady. Well, they would be. I've heard that Anastasia, the basic archetype of Anastasia, is present in nearly every From Software game, and it's based off of a fan who would invade the developers during the beta and, like, destroy them. At least that's what I believe. I could be getting this wrong. It's been a while since I heard about that, but there was a fan who participated in either the alpha or the beta of the first Dark Souls game and did something to get enough renown to be put in the main Dark Souls game and other FromSoft titles as an invader that comes at you with a giant cleaver. Rest here. I guess instead of getting a sacred tier, we got those 2 books. So let's take a peek at those books real quick, see what those books do for us. I think it was was it number 6? I don't know. I'm just going to look really quick at all of these to see if I can figure it out. Was it that one? Man, I don't know. House of Pain says, in DS3 she stuck so much, in all caps. Never played Dark Souls 3, but I will have to take you at your word. I mean, you come across Anastasia no fewer than 3 times in this game. And honestly, the second time is the hardest. I think maybe it's because I wasn't expecting it. Um, this first time, this church definitely looks like the kind of place where you get invaded. It's just got a very threatening aura. Third time, I accidentally found out where Anastasia shows up and was ready for her. Second time, I was just doodly bopping around Mount Gelmir, and out comes Miss Anastasia here to wreck my day. Almost kicked me off the mountain. So we have this. Record of crafting techniques left by a man who, unable to become a finger maiden, instead became a missionary and went forth to spread holy teachings. Yeah, I guess, the greater will is not an equal opportunity employer if they will not allow men to become finger maidens. But oh well. Wish there had been a sacred tier here, but alas. Alright, so now we have a choice. Again, I can go start messing around in Liurnia, or I can do some clearing up in Limgrave. Do any of you have any opinions? I think I'd prefer to do Limgrave stuff. Gold Mask. Oh, like Gold Mask is in... Gold Mask could be a finger... The funny thing about Gold Mask, at least in my opinion, is that Gold Mask seems more in tune with the actual inner workings of the faith of the Greater Will, the Golden Order, etc., than the Finger Maidens do. Because, like, at least with Enya, she always seems like she's acting like that woman at the beginning of Shrek who's trying to sell Donkey. Oh, I love to talk. I'm the talkingest dumbass you ever saw. But with the gold fingers. Or sorry, with the 2 fingers. And the 2 fingers themselves, well, it's hard to tell whether or not they have any idea what's going on because they're just these half-desiccated, mullety digits that don't do anything and are almost entirely dead. Whereas Gold Mask, even though he does not directly communicate with us, he's like out there writing Isaac Newton's Principia under the same circumstances, saying like, allow me to describe all the parameters of nature, not because I do not believe in a god, but because I believe only a god could have created it. I'm almost positive that Miyazaki and the boys and girls of FromSoft built or designed the character of Gold Mask to be this like corpse-like Isaac Newton zombie who's creating heavenly calculus. And the only reason that the faith as it stands doesn't like it is because they weren't able to pass algebra in high school and are not ready for derivatives and integrals. So, to preface this, a few streams ago, D, Hunter of the Dead, chided us for defeating the Tibia Mariner, but also said, but on the other hand, it works out for me because my my contractor, or my sort of freelance employer, Garank, needs this stuff, but I'm too busy being racist or whatever you want to call what D's being, so can you do the stuff for me instead? So this is Garank. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm sure that I have already spoiled it or will spoil it. Oh.
I smell it. Death. Feed it me. Tarnished. Bring more death. I shall grant thee eye and claw. Feed me more.
Alright, so we got Bestial Sling, Clawmark Seal, and Beast Eye. Let's do some reading here. So let's start with the Beast Eye. Hold on just a second. Said to try. Okay, never mind. Claw marked stone eye, received from Garank, beast clergyman. It is said to tremble when near Deathroot. The murky violet iris writhes as if alive. I am not sated. Feed me more. Death. House of Pain asks, if you kill him now, do you have to later? Yes. Don't ask how that works, but yes. Unfortunately, yes. Or fortunately, I don't know. I prefer to kill him later than now. I prefer even more to not kill him at all, but you don't really get a choice. I want to talk more about the Beast Eye, but let's read the other stuff first real quick. So we've got Bestial Sling. Incantation taught by Garank. Beast Clergyman swiftly flings a number of sharp rock shards. This incantation can be cast without delay after performing another action. It is said that in the time before the Erd Tree, stones were the first weapon of the beasts who had gained intelligence. These are beasts that were in service to the ancient dragons, who were the favorites of the Greater Will before America came along. And then last, Clawmark Seal. Sacred Seal, granted by Garank the Beast Clergyman. A rare trinket which allows incantations to be scaled with strength. Very nice. The claw mark represents Garank's wrath. Enhances bestial incantations learned from Garank. Very cool. But the Beast Eye. There is a fair amount of contention as to who once was the owner of the Beast Eye. A lot of people suspect America. I tend to think that it was actually Melina, because I am in the camp that Melina was the Glowmide Queen before the Glowmide Queen was defeated by Garank in a different life. And of course, as we see, Melina has one eye shut, and if I'm not mistaken, in one of the endings, when she opens her eye, it is purple like this eye. You may have noticed that I looked at this guy and then kind of walked away, brushed him off without a thought. This is a giant gargoyle called Blackblade Kindred. I am nowhere near in a fit state to fight and defeat it. So, and then just to kind of give you guys an idea of where in the world this is, all the way on the other side of Caelid is where you will find the Bestial Sanctum. Anyway, that's that out of the way. I've got to go here next. I tried to do this. I tried to do this last stream, even though I really didn't want to, and I was kind of overjoyed at the fact that I didn't have to, But there's a boss here at this particular site of grace that only appears at night. He is called the Bell-Bearing Hunter, and he is absolutely number one, dead to rights, my least favorite enemy to fight. For reasons I'm sure you'll see. I'm wondering if it'll be easier with bleed. I'm fairly confident that it won't. One of the main reasons I hate fighting this particular enemy is because you have to... You can only find it at night, and you have to, if you don't arrive at the location at night, pass time to night, then sit down again and see if he's there. He's not showing up, and I don't know why. I don't know if there's like a certain trigger you have to hit, certain amount of quest progression you have to hit to be able to fight the Bell-Bearing Hunter, but I've not gotten the Bell-Bearing Hunter to proc until like... Well, I don't know, because I've done different things every time. One time it was after defeating a few bosses in Caelid, one time it was after defeating a few bosses, like... By a few, I mean pretty much everything in Liurnia. I had already triggered the one in Liurnia, because there's one in Liurnia. This particular one's a mystery. So, I will say adieu to the Bell-Bearing Knight, and we will go to Shifra. Shifra being an underground river. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Shifra because it's, I believe, meant to be a Welsh Gaelic word, and the SIO I think is pronounced she. But I'm not fluent in any Gaelic. Certainly don't ask me to read the signs in Wales. I just know a few things. A few pronunciations. One of them being Matty Louid. Oh, yeah, I don't know why I thought I could just run in here. Mary Lloyd being the... Really? Has this ever happened to any of you? I want to take some time to appreciate how stupid this is. I guess, yes, I did just pick up a seal, which I hadn't done before, but also... Whatever. Okay. Let's go! Wow. Well, they're definitely no match for me. Anymore. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Forgive me for my lapse in conversational flow here. And I think at this point we've stepped away from the Knight of the Black Knives conversation, that unless y'all have any specific questions, I don't think it would make sense to try to find the thread that I dropped half an hour ago. I hear the sound. This one, I believe, is just like a normal... Oh, never mind. Grand Slam. I thought it was just like one of these guys up here. Just a red boy at night, Sailor's Delight. But Ground Slam, let's read Ground Slam, shall we? Well, actually, before we read Ground Slam, let me just... I hear the sound of a scratching bear. There's the bear. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the bear. Okay, where are you? There. Ground Slam. This Ash of War, more like, grants an armament to the heavy affinity in the following skill. Ground Slam, jump up high into the air and crash down on the ground ahead. The resulting pratfall sends a powerful shockwave in all directions, usable on all melee armaments. Can you imagine equipping this to a whip. Uh, but yeah, that makes me think there should be a Wario build. Someone should make a Wario build, and that being the centerpiece around which you build it. I'm going to take a brief moment and shut up while we appreciate this particular scene, because if you're anything like me, the first time you saw it, it took your breath away, and it just kind of left your jaw hanging. Incredible. It's like going to Blackreach the first time in Skyrim, but amped up to an almost incomparable degree. The first time I went down, I couldn't believe that it kept going and going and going. And the whole underground, the Eternal Cities, it feels like, honestly, it feels like in the age of DLCification, we don't deserve this area. Just like we don't deserve the Halic Tree, or, I don't know, even the Weeping Peninsula to an extent. That less so. But it's so huge and rich, and it's a completely different feel, and one of the many reasons why I love this game is it just never stops giving. House of Pain says, such an awesome area, so pretty and terrible scary. Yeah, don't get me wrong, there is one specific part of the lands beneath the lands between that I and most people hate, and I dread ever getting there, though we will. But it does not detract from the overall gobsmackedness that this place leaves you with. I'm bothering to pick up these things because they're actually useful for crafting if I ever get around to finding the crafting books. I believe these are used for, I want to say, preserving boluses. If not for preserving boluses, then something that helps you with status conditions. God, what a place. And yeah, the expansiveness of this adds to that overall feeling that no matter how many playthroughs you do of this game, no matter how carefully you explore, you're always going to end up turning a corner and finding something that after hundreds or thousands of hours you've never seen before. And it's a testament to the hype that this game gets, and I honestly don't feel like it is an overhyped game by any stretch. Grab this. Thank you. The melted mushroom. That was a topic that I had thought about talking about. The melted mushroom specifically, because it's a weird. Here, I'll read the item description. It's a curious fungus, wherever it may be. Where are? Oh, there you are. A mushroom that grows in the false night and in and around the eternal city. Material used for crafting items. It drips with a viscous fluid that behaves much like oil. Now that I'm reading it, it leaves enough room for interpretation, but melted mushrooms are the sort of foundational ingredient in creating the grease weapon augmentations and also soap, which you use to wash off poison and scarlet rot, which indicates to me that it is made up of oil. But oil is not a compound that you would typically associate with fungi. I tried looking it up to see, like, if there are any fungi that produce a lot of oil, like the kind of quantities of oil you might find in canola or olive. And there really wasn't any clear answer, at least not one I could trust. Oh no! That's the first time that's ever happened to me. So it makes me wonder what's happening down here that's making the mushrooms oily. Oh, hello. Oh no. Oh, hey, wow, my health. Should look at my health bar sometimes, huh? Ooh. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Bad times. Come on. Can I get a break from you guys? Wowzers, bowsers. Ooh. Oh no, oh no. And I'm dead. I disrespected them. I spent too much time thinking about oily fungi and not enough time thinking about getting speared to death. But no matter. I just, like, the first thing that comes to mind for me is fungi generally, and mushrooms a little bit more specifically, are known for breaking down organic matter. I mean, I guess all fungi, that's how they subsist. They break down organic matter instead of eating living matter or producing energy from chemo or photosynthesis. But what occurred to me that seemed ostensibly likely is that they are decomposing something with a lot of fat. And we don't see any kind of, like, canola or, you know, fatty, oily plants underneath the lands between. Because that's the only place where we find the melted mushrooms. So I feel like they must all be metabolizing something with a lot of fat. Either that or there's some sort of environmental or adaptive benefit to being full of oil. One of the two. And I'm not really sure which. There's not like... I forget, you don't have any kind of workable, cheesable poise. I struggle to think of an enemy down here that is particularly fatty. Maybe the ancestral followers. They kind of have a, they're more beefy than fatty, but still, like... There's some body fat up in there. I don't know if any of you can think of what might lead a mushroom to be that fatty. I'm not sure. Oop. Ugh, I keep whiffing. This is a mess. But at least I picked up my runes, right? Oh no. Swing and dodge, swing and dodge. Okay, we, wow. I'm not used to losing all of my, my summons to guys like these, but I also get it. Luckily, they're slow. Nope, 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 nope. Let's not do that. Okay. Maybe oily is a loose descriptor because I think they do absorb a ton of liquid. Yeah, maybe what they are producing isn't exactly an oil, but it's just something that's not aqueous. Typically, when it comes to at least they sweat it when you are cooking them. Yeah, regular mushrooms do have a lot of water. And it does say a substance resembling oil rather than oil itself. Indicating that, at the very least, FromSoft has not committed to calling it oil. So it could just be something that, when mixed with other compounds, produces enough oil to be used as a grease or a soap. I don't know. This is probably one of the less exciting dives into the vague descriptors in Elden Ring. But oh well. A useful item. Glad to have it. I mean, another important thing to remember when talking about, oh god, what a mistake. When talking about how or why an organism develops a certain trait, it's not always because there is a reason to have it, but oftentimes it is because there isn't a reason not to have it. I think one of the best cases in point for that particular thought style when it comes to evolutionary biology is There's a species of squid that lives in the abyssal zone of the Pacific Ocean, maybe? I'm not... I don't want to confidently say which ocean it lives in, but, like, way deep down with, like, anglerfish and such. And it has an enzyme that denatures tear gas, or the compound that... the active compound in tear gas. As far as we know, there's no reason that an abyssal squid would need to be proof against tear gas. So it is like, wow, these guys, it's the fucking 300 up in here. What is going on? So it's more likely that it's something that happened as a random mutation that was never selected against in all the generations following the development of the mutation. I feel like that's not as... Oh. House of Pain words it a lot more succinctly and meaningfully. It doesn't have to help, just not harm. That's right. It's a pervasive myth in biology that everything was developed for a reason. Which is just like the vestiges of intelligent design left in our minds as we try to think of evolution in its own terms. But it's important to remember that this game is not the natural world. It was intelligently designed. It is far more likely to think that the creators added this item with its descriptor for a reason, even if that descriptor was, oh, that kind of sounds neat. Rather than thinking they included it for, hey look, soap! For the express purpose to tell a parable of the doesn't have to help, just doesn't have to harm rule of evolution. I don't even want to call it a rule. I can't think of the word I want to use. Postulate. Postulate is the word I want to use. And I know that's why you all came here. To hear me, pun intended, wax scientific on these attributes of Elden Ring. In the interest of my own safety, I'm going to do a thing that I don't like doing, and it's going to be me blasting ass through this river. There's a crab. Not gonna fight the crab. Sorry, crab. Would love to fight you. Too close to the brink of death. Too many runes. Maybe another time. Catch you later, XOXO Gossip Girl. I just need a few seconds. The Claymen were more of a challenge than I expected. Whew. Let's go fight a crab instead, shall we? Oh. Or let's hop around. Let's hop around and find out. Hop around and find out is my children's science program with an animated frog. If I were to assign a concept to that phrase, it would be scientific program with frogs. Right. Ja hörde. Jag slår dig. Right. Ooh. Well, I deserved that. I got greedy. What can I say? See a crab, want to go to get greedy on that crab. They make some awful sounds. He hopped around and found out. Yeah, he did. I did too. We all found out something that day. What? What is going on? Oh. Dragonfly, what are you doing here? Don't answer that. I've decided I don't care. Yes, I hear you. Come on. Come on, buddy. Do your verse. Where'd you go? Ugh. You know, okay, just do the thing already. Thank you. Alright. Sorry about that, moment of exasperation. Is this where I came up? No, this is somewhere else entirely. Yoink. Finding preserving boluses anywhere is... It's an open threat, whether the game developers intended it or not, because it seems to imply that you're about to run into the curse-blighted Scarlet Rot of Aeonia, etc., etc. After playing through the game, I've begun to wonder why they call it the Scarlet Rot of Aeonia. Because contrary to what the opening cinematic and most of the NPCs would have you believe, the Scarlet Rot itself did not originate in Aeonia. It actually originated down here, as far as we can tell. It either originated down here or here underneath the lands between. The Scarlet Rot was first contained. And it only really got a foothold above ground first in the Halig tree after after Mikola was taken out of it and could no longer mitigate the rot caused by his sister. And later, most famously, in the Swamp of Aeonia in Caelid, where Melania let loose the Scarlet Rot in order to attempt, but ultimately not succeed in defeating Radahn. Time flies! It's already 9:03. Wow. 9:03 Central. So we still got a little less than half an hour to goof around in Shifra. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far, and I hope that the audio problems have not surfaced. Again, I would be, that's wonderful, indebted if any of you would let me know as soon as said audio problems crop up. I'm just going to really quick look at the map. Hey, we've got a map for this part of the underground, Shifra River. A couple of things I want to look at before I do any more stuff. We have... we'll do this. This is what we'll do. Alright, we have this up here. And this beautiful underground facsimile of the night sky actually makes me feel more like we're deep, deep underwater, because it looks so much like marine snow, the way it's suspended in front of and behind everything. But beyond that, You have this beautiful, like, Parthenon structure, which is the Mogwin Palace that I mentioned earlier in the stream. We will be going there way later. Oh, hello. I realized you guys were up here. Sorry to interrupt your berry picking sesh, your foray, but I'm in the mood to stab. Well, not stab, but slice. All right. Oh, crap. Oof. Nope, 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 nope. Wow. Oh, come on. Come now. Please don't kill me. Oh, man. I didn't deserve to live through that. I chose greed. I've learned your tell. When you hold your arm up, that means your poise goes up, even though you don't have a shield. Sorry, bud. Not today. Oh, speaking of bud, picked up a budding horn. Right here. A rarely seen specimen of a young budding horn. Material used for crafting items, found by hunting herbivorous beasts. This horn began to sprout on a beast that typically bears no horn. Perhaps it is a vestige of the primordial crucible. This is not unlike the beast blood. Well, sorry. This is not unlike the Old Fang, another vestige of the primordial crucible. But it's the herbivore equivalent. And as far as I know, it is distinct. Pick that up, thank you. Distinct from the omen horns. Yea, though they... I've never seen this before. Yea, though they grow as a result of vestiges of the primordial crucible, the budding horns seem more benign. Maybe it's just that they grow on beasts instead of humans, whereas the omen horns are seen explicitly as a curse. Anyway, let's look at the shield. I'm going to do it the easy way. Alright, so medium-sized metal shield, easier to handle than a kite shield. The inverted hawk is the emblem of the company of slaves ordered to explore the Eternal City. Yeah. We get to meet these aforementioned slaves later on when we go up to that building there. I don't know too much about them. Most notably, I can't remember who it is that... Oh, no! Sorry. Didn't mean to shout at you. Thought I was going to die. Particularly who enslaved them and subsequently sent them down. But... yeah, they've got this shield. And I believe they're associated with an entity known as the Bloodstar. I'm just going to use it because it looks nice. It's really cool, and it is more comparable to my color scheme. I'm not fixing to parry anyone down here, so I'll continue to use medium shields until such a time that parryable enemies crop back up. Hold on. House Pain says, slaves? I don't remember them. Yeah, so there's these sort of little guys. They're like the vulgar militia. I think they are of a similar height. And they hang around in Nokron. And notably, they have, like, arrows. That's not notable at all. I don't really remember anything. They were very indistinct. I just remember they're small and therefore very good at blending into the background, causing me to completely overlook them and get ganked. But yeah, I believe they're associated with an entity called the Bloodstar, whose origins, purpose, motives, etc. I haven't the first idea. Given the... what's the word I'm looking for? Lack of reference to these slaves in anything to do with Moog, I feel like the Bloodstar is either distinct from the Formless Mother, who is the one who granted Moog the title Lord of Blood, or it's just an older name that Moog and his dynasty wants nothing to do with. Maybe it's a topic for the DLC, because it like Chrysalis is mentioned in... Ow. Will you stop? Wow. Okay, you won't stop. Oh no, oh no. Anyway. Is mentioned a handful of times and then never again. So it's either, hey, it's either one of those things that the developers added and then figured the game was too obscenely large to go into detail on that particular matter, or there is... What does that sound? That must be these guys. Anyway, or it's just something that they intend to elaborate on in the DLC. Either way, we picked up a new piece of headgear. I keep hearing this galloping that is ominous and unpleasant. I imagine it's the boars. Let me quickly read this. Great Horde headband. Headband decorated by a pair of great horns, worn by ancestral follower warriors. The ancestral followers keep their distance from the Erd tree, awaiting new buds. They are certain to sprout from their very flesh, indeed their souls. So clearly... Oh yeah, it is boars. Clearly the ancestral followers are very... Oh my. Sorry about that, man. I didn't realize these were your boars. I was just hungry for bacon. Bitte Verzeihung. These guys openly worship the Crucible. The wow, that's a terrible noise. The previous aspect of the Erd tree. But do so in a place where they don't have to necessarily worry about persecution from the Golden Order fanatics. And that's why they have the budding horns on them. That's why they wear horns. That's why they live among beasts, presumably. I'm lighting these braziers because it unlocks a boss that is one of the prettier boss fights in the game. Not the most compelling or difficult, but certainly one of the prettier ones. Oh, hey! Every time I see these guys, even though they're not minotaurs, they're just beefy humanoids wearing bull horns, I think of a character in the D&D campaign I run, Minotaur by the name of Broad, who is just an all-around chill, interesting dude, and it makes me positively predisposed towards them, even though they want nothing more than to kill me. Okay, yeah, sorry. Sorry about the boars. My goodness. Alright, I'm just gonna... I need to take a bit of my health back. You wouldn't mind if I did that, would you? Thank you. Boink. Alright, we're getting pretty close to level up range. I'm more so than most of my streams really just wandering around because I've never gotten a good feel for where everything is in this place. Particularly the braziers. It's a challenge for me to find them if I'm not looking at a map. It might be that for the next stream... Ooh! Poise! I mark them on my map. Ooh. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. Bitte um Verzeihung. Eine Pause, bitte, danke. Okay. Oh, that's neat. Okay. Jawbone axe. Jawbone of what? Axe made from a herbivore's skull. Weapon of the ancestral followers who disdain metal. There's a music genre joke in there somewhere. This axe is more of a bludgeon. It forges a bladed edge. Forgoes a bladed edge, instead using the beast's molar teeth to buffet foes, dealing strike damage. Not a great axe, all in all. Here it is. You'd think that a culture of folk that look the way that these guys do would openly embrace metal, since their appearance practically demands it. But they must be more like a Crosby, Stills and Nash, America, Neil Young sort of. Yeah, sorry. As you can tell, I was not committed to the bit, and it just kind of died in the crib there. Rip joke. Not to make excuses, but allow me to make an excuse. I had a particularly exerting workout, or rather I decided I wanted to give it my all today, and now I'm starting to feel the effects of that. Wow! Whoa! This is the most aggressive land octopus I've ever seen, ever. Come on. Oh, come on. Thank you. I'll take my health back. Will you? Thank you. You're a piece of work, you know that? But thanks for the ovary, I guess. That's a, the next terrible logical leap from thanks for the memories, I suppose. Apologies. I don't fancy myself a comedian. Whoa! No, no, come on. But I know for a fact that those were terrible jokes. Unbefitting such esteemed viewers like you. And for that, I tender my most sincere apologies. Oh, hey, well, come on. Thanks for the ovary was my band name in high school, says House of Pain. I guess I should kind of let the cat out of the bag. House of Pain is a personal friend of mine, so I will go ahead and say, I guess that's why you're in the line of work you're in, huh? Yoink. I don't know why I'm bothering with these guys. I don't feel like fighting them right now. Oh! Once more, have I walked into an area that I've not chanced upon before. How about that? Alright. Oh, get out of there. Get out. Thank you. Grab that, I guess. I really shouldn't bother with these guys, but here I am. Stop. Alright. Apropos of absolutely nothing, has nothing to do with, ooh, wow. That was, brutal. Has nothing to do with anything that's happening or anything we talked about, but last, Saturday... there I go. I watched a movie called RRR. Which is an Indian film, not a Bollywood film specifically, but a film made in India by an Indian director, if I'm not mistaken. And yea, though it was 3 hours long, it was one of the most compelling, enthralling movies I've seen in a while. And as such, I would like to recommend that you all go watch that. Very fun. Oh. Okay, I know where I am. Not too far away from here is a merchant. In there, in fact, is where one might find a merchant. But we likely will not have time to meet said merchant. I'm going to... What am I going to do? I don't know. Walk out this way a little bit, see if I can't find one or two more things to pick up. Fast travel back to home base. Not home base, but the nearest site of... Oh, stop that. The nearest site of grace, and... we'll call it a day. Ooh. That was nasty. Okay, this is the thing I'm looking for. Hop. Thank you. Oh, well, that's not that bad. Oh. Come off it, guys. Leave me alone. I just want to pick items up in peace, can I? Alright. Let me grab this. You know, I didn't even think to check. Did I pick up... Of course not. I need a Somber Smithing Stone 3 to level up my Bloodhound sword. But I have a 2 and a 4 right now. So it's not happening anytime soon. Let's see. I have time enough to play around here, I think. Hello, Paolo. Don't turn around. Oh. Oop. Nope, 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 nope. Really? Homie, stop. Stop, okay? Just stop. Thank you. Oh, what? Okay. Man. Whew. Enough. keep thinking this thing will swing quicker than it does. But, oh well. Nothing to be done about that. Grab this. Ooh, wow. Okay, guapo. Come on, let me down. Sorry for the abrupt loss of streamer energy. But it's all good, because we're almost done. I'm just trying to look for, like, one more reasonable thing to do here. Ooh. Oh, no! That's the sound of someone who, will shoot me dead. Yeah, I don't have the time in the stream, unfortunately, to make a decent foray into any of these other areas, so we're gonna have to save... Man, a lot of pickled foul feet today. We'll just walk our way back to where I seem to remember leaving the thing. That thing is inside of Grace. Oh, crap. Mistake. Mistakes were made. Mistakes! God, I really can't fight two of you. Okay. I shouldn't have engaged these guys. In fact... Oh no. Guess what? We out of here. Oh, poor Torrent. Sorry about that, bud. Praise the pickled foul feet, says House of Pain. Praise them indeed. They'll be useful when I get to the point of the game where I feel like I have to grind up 50 levels to be a reasonable challenge. Anything more than a stain on Melania's boots. Okay, and now begins the intelligence grind. 1 down, 13 to... Oh, no. Yes, I did want to do that. Thank you. Okay. Well, I think that about does it for today. Again, reminder, next Thursday, not the Thursday of this week, but Thursday, April 13th, I will not be streaming. I will instead be streaming from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Time on Friday the 14th. But you will, of course, see me on April 6th and April 11th, 7:30 to 9:30 Central Time. Until then, I hope you all have a great week and continue doing your best in all aspects of your life. And, well, Valcorpa out.